Yes, and we are back. We are back. Can I say something real quick? Number one, I thank everybody who's been listening to the program. I thank everybody who's been subscribing. I appreciate you all for coming in and just listening to me for however long to go ahead and have your jollies for the day. I think the fact that we've never had to do a Cat Williams story, we've never tried to cover Club Shay Shay, we've never tried to cover Monique. We don't do gossip around here. We don't talk about who's at P. Diddy's parties or anything like that. We never had to do that for the numbers. And I'm so glad to the people who just want to go ahead and have an elevated conversation about sports. And that's the lane that we're in. And like I say, to you guys, I am eternally grateful that I never had to cover anything like that. And I never will. I'm not going to do gossip. I'm not going to go down that road. So that being said, here at the top of the hour, talking some Iowa State football, Cyclones, Matt Campbell. He's set to promote longtime aide to the offensive coordinator while also hiring a coordinator for the position at his FCS coaching spot. Yay! Now, this comes out of Football Scoop from Zach Barnett. Matt Campbell is setting his offensive staff at Iowa State, headlined by the promotion of his assistant coach and tight ends coach, Mr. Taylor Mauser, to offensive coordinator. Mauser has the part of Campbell's staff since 2015, dating back to Toledo. He was a GA for the Rockets when assumed the same role when Campbell took at Iowa State job ahead of the 2016 season. He steadily climbed the ladder over the past 9 years, first to the assistant director of scouting, then to a senior quality control of offense, and then to the tight ends coach in 2021. So congratulations to Mr. Taylor Mauser. Happy for him, and he got paid. So we got some money on the show, folks. We got money. We got some money going on here. It goes on to read that Mauser stepped up to replace Nate Schillhouse, who took a job on Sean McVay's LA Rams staff earlier this month. Campbell is set to promote wide receivers coach Noah Pauley to pass game coordinator and offensive line coach Ryan Clayton to run game coordinator, while running backs coach Jake Waters will switch to quarterback. So for you got to say this, Campbell he's at a plug and play situation with people that he trusts. And when people leave, yeah, you got to get some things down bad. But congratulations to the Iowa Cyclones. I know the program, we talked about them having to deal with this betting scandal between them and Iowa, where they were targeted unfairly, and that was ruled. That is also a story that we covered here. They caught a lot of athletes up, and I'm just happy for those guys. Happy that they got away to fill holes in the coaching staff where it just wasn't too indecisive and they didn't know what was going on. So we will be back to wrap this up and go over some things, looking at the schedule ahead for the Cyclones coming up in 2024-2025. When we come back from a break from an unofficial sponsor of the show, this is Big Vern at App Stupid. Subway, eat fresh, refresh, eat fresh. Try any of the Subway subs. They are delightful. The Subway Signature Series. Download the app. Visit your good folks down at the local Subway. Try the Subway Sidekicks also. The foot-long cookie. There's a foot-long churro. And there's a foot-long pretzel. Subway, eat fresh, refresh. Okay, so looking at the schedule for the Iowa Cyclones, Iowa State. They play North Dakota in Ames, Iowa on August the 31st. That should be a win for Iowa State. Iowa, I don't know what they're going to look like. They have a new OC who wants to score more than 14 points and choke out an offense. So that game is set for September the 7th in Iowa City. Then there's Arkansas State, September the 21st. Then there's Houston, September the 28th. Now, they go to Houston for that game. Then they play Baylor. That's in Ames. They'll go ahead and have their run at them. Baylor should be pretty decent next year. West Virginia coming to Morgantown, October 12th. Then UCF. UCF is actually in Ames, Iowa on the 19th. Texas Tech, again, that's a home game in Ames. Then there's Kansas. Now, they have to go to Kansas City, Missouri for that game on November the 9th. Cincinnati has to travel to Ames and play them again. And then they have a rematch. No. I'm sorry, because I thought that was Houston. It's actually Utah. They're in Salt Lake. They're in Salt Lake on the 23rd. Then they have K-State on the 30th. Then there's the Big 12 championship game. So, looking at the schedule, it's about 4 or 5 definite losses on there that they're going to take. I don't think that they can beat Baylor. I don't think that they can beat Kansas. I don't think that they'll be able to beat Texas Tech or UCF. West Virginia seems to be pretty strong. I know Houston on the road, that's gonna I don't know, it's gonna materialize one way or the other. Looking at their record from 2023 when it comes to the Iowa Cyclones, 7-6. They had a good season. 3-3 at home, 4-2 away. Overall in the conference, they were 6-3. So, but that was last year. So you have to take Oklahoma and Texas now. Texas and Oklahoma are in the SEC. So under last year, they finished 5th in the conference. It was a tight conference. K-State, they finished ahead of them. They finished ahead of Texas Tech, and they finished ahead of Kansas and UCF. So Baylor and Houston were at the bottom, along with Cincinnati. Cincinnati was 1-8, and Satterfield has taken the Queen City to all new lows. He ran that same con game on U of L, and once he seen the writing on the wall, he got out of town. And then he only went he only went about an hour or two up the road to Cincinnati and set up a new con job for himself. Now, Satterfield is just in the business of cashing checks. And he's cashing in on that lone win he had many, many years ago when Appalachia State beat Michigan, the Appalachia State. So, Cyclone fans, how do you feel about this season coming? Hopeful? Are you pumped up that you have 2 juggernauts who have left the conference in Texas and Oklahoma? This may increase your chances of making it to the Big 12 championship game. You got to like all of the changes that Matt Campbell is doing, the plug and play, moving people over, elevating longtime assistants who paid their dues, almost a dime in the game. Taylor Mauser, congratulations to you. We'll get more into many more things going on here in the studio. This is Ab Stupid. This is Big Vern. We just keep rocking.